back with another video, and I hope that the light isn't too bad. But I have just received this package in the mail, which I have already opened just so you guys can see my address and stuff. But as you all know, we've been doing the 78 Pieces of Tarot study with Marielle Tarot in the last 3 months, and we're coming to an end with it. And well, a lot of our study group members, as well as other people I've talked to, wondered about the quality of the new edition of the Marielle, the second edition. So the Schiffer, well, people with the Schiffer company, publishing house, were so kind to actually send the second edition to me so that I can review it for you guys and share my honest opinion. So here I have my first edition Marielle, and we are about to open the second one, and we will do a little bit of comparison. But yeah, let's just put this to the side, and I hope my tripod doesn't flip over, but you know, I'm doing the best that I can. So it's packaged really well. I've been waiting for this for a while now. So in all honesty, I thought it wasn't gonna be here. Oh, there's some more stuff with my address on, so I'm just gonna take that out. Yeah, okay, we can do it like this. Yeah, okay. So here we are. Here is the paper thingy, and it says, "Enjoy your complimentary copies. We look forward to seeing your review. Please email a copy of your review to marketing, whatever this is, at schifferbooks.com. So we will do just that. So here we are, a lot of paper, some cardboard. Well, this is packaged very, very well. Okay, this fancy. Thank you for your interest in our title. Enclosed is a gratis copy for your consideration. If you need additional materials, cover image, inside images, and so on, or would like to get in touch with the author for an interview, please don't hesitate to reach out to me. I would be more than happy to help. If you do a review or feature the title in your publication, could you please send us a tear sheet or URL for our records? You can also tag us on social media. We are at Schiffer Publishing on Facebook and Instagram, and at Schiffer Books on Twitter. Finally, I've included a copy of our latest catalog. If any of the titles catch your eye, please email me and I will be happy to send you a copy. As regards, Harrison Lutz, Marketing Manager. I swear, these people are just so nice. And here it is. Although I can't see any catalog or anything, but you know, whatever. This box is gonna be awesome for my cat to play in. So here we are. Yes, here it is. Still in its shrink wrapping. So right off the back, you can see the original box is much bigger. I mean, it's a bit thinner when it comes to this part. I don't know if it's visible, but yeah, it's a bit thinner. But it's definitely longer, which looks like this inside. The deck came in this compartment, and the book came in this compartment. And let's see. I just have to get my scissors because I kind of forgot about the shrink wrapping thingy. this is, the sound of it is not, oops, yeah, I'm totally gonna trip my tripod. The sound of it is not really promising, you know. Can you hear that? I hope it's not like all over the place, because that's kind of not good. Okay, so we got rid of the shrink wrap. So it's a nice sturdy box, definitely sturdy. Very nice. It says the Marielle Tarot 2nd edition. Yeah. Although I must admit I'm getting kind of confused right now, because with the 1st edition you can see that like the Schiffer sign is right here, and with this one it says red feather, mind, body and spirit. Can you see this? Right here. So I'm not sure what this is about, or are they like changing their name of the publishing house, or I don't know. I'm a tiny bit confused right now, must admit. Yeah, because also here it says www.redfeathermbs.com. Okay, whatever. I'm gonna have to look into that. But here we are with the magnetic clasp sort of a thingy, which is great. And it opens up like this. It's beautiful. I love the black inside. And the book seems to be about the same size. Yep, it's the same size. Exactly the same size. I know that Mary White was, well, Kasha from Tarot Map had an interview with her, and so we were able to ask her some questions, and she was so kind to answer all of them. Some more serious than the others, but yes, she said about the book that they're like, because she is limited to a certain amount of words that she can put in it, she actually wasn't able to put everything in the guidebook, and it's the same with the first one. So for some cards we did get the feeling that are kind of lacking in description almost, like they could be more in depth, or maybe she was stating some things that maybe weren't as common sense to us as maybe they are to her or to someone who is better in the area of Kabbalah, for example. But yes, so this book wasn't able to be bigger in terms of word count. So yes, but we are still having our fingers crossed that maybe someday Mary White would be so kind, I guess, to actually just write a book on its own, that you could buy on its own, about this deck. That would be really nice. So let's get back to this guidebook. The quality seems the same, except there is one big difference inside. As you can see, these are in color and they are beautiful. I love the smell of like fresh paper book. Oh yes, it smells so nice. And here we are with the new High Priestess. Yes, the paper is good quality. It's more like smooth. Let's just compare quickly, because you can see, well, this book is already like battered a lot because I've been using it a lot, and you can see I have stuff underlined in there and whatnot. But this paper is more matte in the old book, and this one is more glossy in the new one. And in the old book, I mean the first edition book, the images and everything is black and white, and in the new one everything is in color, well, except from the writing, because it's of course black. But yes, you can see this black and white. This is in beautiful, beautiful color. You can see it's a tiny bit shiny. Yes, beautiful. I mean, look at these colors. They're just popping. Popping. Yeah. Look at this. Ace of Wands. So fiery. Wonderful. Awesome job with the guidebook, I would say. I didn't mind it being black and white in the first edition, but the second edition it's really nice just to see the cards in color, to be honest. Especially if you're doing a study like we are doing it, so you don't have to bring the cards with you all the time, because if you're doing a study on one deck for 3 months straight every day, it can be a little bit tiring. Because sometimes you would just like to see the card, and this way you can have everything in one place. So if you're studying the Four of Discs, for example, you can see very well all the details of the card and the color and everything in the guidebook already. So for the purposes of studying, this is a great book. Wonderful. And these are quite big illustrations. So yes, let's go to the cards. I hope they're not all over the place. Huh, how do I, oh, okay. I'm gonna take this out. Yeah, I mean, it's not as bad. They're kind of slided a bit out of this paper thingy. Although I must say that I prefer seeing just like a wrapping of paper around it. Maybe the casing could be better, you know. But I prefer to see this than just more of like plastic shrink wrap, which is not good for the environment. So yes, I think just a better casing would do. I'm not sure what the casing was in the old one. Let me just see. Oh yeah, it was. You can see. Let's just compare this, okay? Let's just compare this. So this is the new box, and this is the old box. So this was like that. Let's put it back so you can see. There you go. And as you can see in this one, this is not very sturdy. This part in there, you see, this is very flimsy. The cards can go wherever they want. And in this one, you just have this box, and this is like really sturdy. Like cards can't go anywhere, which is great, because that means that like the edges won't get all bumped up and everything. And yeah, so I think if they did it like that, it would be just perfect. Just a more sturdy insert, and that would probably solve the issue. So let's get to the cards. I can already tell how much smaller they are, which is great. It's great. I'm so happy, honestly, because my hands are not the biggest, and the first edition is quite big. Let's just show this. Oh, and these are both magnetic enclosures, except this one just like pops on, and this one has the folding thingy. Okay, so you can see the first edition has golden edges, gilded, and it's much bigger. You can see, like, my hands are tiny. So it's very difficult to hold the cards like that while shuffling. If you riffle shuffle, this is a big problem. And this one is much smaller and has black borders, which I love. I think this deck needs black borders, either black or like deep red, like this one, because the gold ones, they're nice, but I don't feel like they fit the deck, to be honest. So you can see this, the first edition has borders. Second edition, no borders. Let's just check the size of the, yeah, the size of the image itself is pretty much the same. It's maybe a slightly like shorter, but not that much. And I will probably be trimming this one anyway in time. Let's see the cardstock. I feel like the cardstock is the same, honestly. I feel like it's the same. Yeah, this one might be a tiny bit more sturdy, the new one, but pretty much the same. I don't mind this cardstock anyway. The only issue I had with the first edition was the chipping at the ends. I don't know if it's visible on camera, but this one, I got this one for my birthday in January this year, and you can see, look at this. Look at this. Can you see this? Like, it's getting banged up pretty bad. And I'm not rough with it or anything, and I keep it in a bag. I mean, I did use it quite a lot, but, you know, I don't know if I can find it, like, but I hope that you can see this. Like, here and on the edges, it's pretty banged up. That's the only reason why I haven't trimmed it yet, because I want to kind of wait with that. So when it gets really banged up, I can trim it and kind of the borders be fresh and new again, instead of just trimming it right away and having it banged up and then not be able to refresh the borders. But yeah, so we will see if that happens with the second edition in time. But yeah, you can see, like, this is pretty bad. Yeah, that's the only thing that saddens me with the first edition. Second edition is also not as glossy. I wouldn't say it's like matte per se. I've seen matte cards before. It's not like completely matte, but it's not glossy either. You can see, like, if I do this, the first edition is glossy as fuck, and the second edition is just something in between, which I don't mind. I didn't mind the glossy edition in the first place. So yes, let's see. The cards are in good condition. They're not banged up, despite the fact they've been dancing around a bit. But they've also been packaged really well in the big box. So if you order it from the book depository, they don't send it in a box like that. So that could be kind of reconsidered, like how sturdy they make the insert for the cards to stay in. But other than that, the cards are beautiful. I am in love with the fact that they are borderless. And I feel like the colors stand out in a different way, if that makes any sense. I'm not sure if that is just because it's borderless, or it's just with specific cards, but they're a little bit stuck together, but that's normal with fresh cards. And to be honest, I was appalled when I've seen the titles the first time online, because they seem to be much more kind of out of place and invading of the artwork. But to be honest, right now they don't seem, they don't bother me. I don't know, these colors somehow seem more sharp. I don't know if that is because of borderless thing, but yeah, they seem like they're more sharp for some reason. Let me just see if I can find some of them. I think I've been, yeah. No, they're the same. They're the same. But they have like chopped up tiny bit of a card away, as far as I can see. Maybe it's not as obvious, but maybe if I align this. Yeah. Because as I said, like the top card part of the card is not it's not as tall as the first edition. So like there's this tiny bit, if you can see. I don't know if you can see this. There's this tiny bit of the card that is it gets kind of chopped off, but other than that, I think it's great. The cards are lovely. The cards are lovely. Like, my biggest issues were like worrying about the cardstock. The cardstock is great. And well, just the fact that the titles are right there in the picture. But honestly, they don't bother me anymore. Really. I'm not just saying this because I got this like through review, but they don't bother me for some reason. Maybe like on the screen they pop out more, but in person they're really not that visible, to be completely honest. And I can't tell you how freaking happy I am that this is borderless. That means I can work with a borderless deck for a while before I have to trim that one because of the chipping. And of course there are some new cards in this deck. This is the Three of Swords, which is beautiful. I must say I'm not the fan of the new depictions, but that's just how Mary decided that she wants to evolve her imagery. That's how she felt it has to be, and that's how it is. But you know, I love the depictions in the first edition, but this is beautiful. This is beautiful. Look at this. Let's see if we can find the other ones as well. I think the other ones are major arcana. So let's, yeah. So these are the minors. Yeah, let me see. Oh yes, there we are. There we are. This card is like a biggest no for me. in regards to the imagery, because yes, look at this. Oh, this is the true judgment card. Like, I don't know if you can see the vibrancy of this, but this is like a freaking explosion of fire. This is the phoenix. This is the judgment for me. And this one is just so mellow. It's pretty, but it's so mellow. You know, I don't know. I have to look at the guidebook because she did, you know, work with the descriptions, especially for the new cards. But yeah, I hope she explains this, because it's pretty, but this one is just, you know, you can see the difference. Oh well. Okay, so we had the Three of Swords, the Judgment. I think the High Priestess is different, and is the Hierophant different? Wait, let me see. What is the Hermit, the Justice, the Lovers? Yeah. Oh, the Hierophant. Yeah, the Hierophant is different. Let's see if I can find the Hierophant. The Hierophant is one of the most iconic cards of this deck, if you ask me, in the first edition. The Hierophant and the High Priestess. And I used to be really creeped out by the Hierophant. That's just one of the things that actually made me get this deck in the first place. Because if it evokes specific emotions or such strong reactions, then there is something to be discovered within that. So for the Hierophant to be mellowed down like that is quite interesting, but she does explain it. I advise you to go watch the interview with Mary White that Akasha from Tarot Map did, because she, oh, here it is, because she explains why she did that and all of that good stuff. So I do advise you to go and check that video out. If you're a fan of Marielle Tarot, you know, go check it out. It's really good. It answers a lot of questions. I mean, she does herself. So we can see here how this one is very kind of gruesome, grotesque maybe in a way. She's breastfeeding these two strange babies. And she's holding them with her huge alien hands, and this is supposed to depict like how authority and tradition as well is feeding us certain wisdom / information, and how we need to work through that to see the good and the bad, to be able to kind of access our own wisdom, which I love it. And that's why it brings out the shadow work with the gruesome sort of a depiction. And this one is just very mellowed down. There's still the key, and the duality is depicted with the spiraling serpents. But yes, I think I will have to, I like both of them, but that one is just iconic. I will have to work with this to learn how to appreciate it more, I guess. Okay, let's see the High Priestess. Yes, and it's the same story with the High Priestess for me, because the old one is just such, like deep divine feminine womb sort of a wisdom. And I didn't understand this imagery at first. The first time I saw it, I didn't understand why she had like this big round pregnant belly, and she has 4 breasts, and she has these like branches, like hands that extend into branches, and her feet are like extending down into roots, and like she's connected with the universe, with the moon and the waters of the subconscious. And there's like so much symbolic stuff in this card that you can work off of, and it's just, oh, I don't know, I love it. I am in love with this High Priestess. And this one is very Rider-Waite Smith. which I also appreciate, but that one is definitely my favorite. That I think will never change for this deck. Or any deck, to be honest. So far, like, of all the High Priestesses, that one is just the bomb. But yes, this one is more of a classic one. You can see the pomegranates, the black and white pillars. I like how she doesn't have any face. Because in this one she also doesn't have any face. It's just like darkness. And this one is as well. And yeah. We will see. It's different. But have to give it a chance, work with it to understand it better. And we will see what happens. I hope this deck doesn't chip as much as this one did. But yeah, the black edges though, so nice, so nice. The backs are the same though. The backs are the same. Yep. There we go. Yeah, so that's that for me. I'm sorry for the long video, but this was an unboxing and a comparison in one. So yeah. I would say if you're looking for a borderless edition of this deck, or if you prefer this deck to be borderless, definitely I recommend you get the second edition because it's beautiful. The cardstock is great so far. We will see what happens with the chipping and all of that. I mean, some chipping happens, that's just normal with use. But the cardstock is great. The images, I mean, great. It depends on your own preference. But to me, I don't like cardstock to be too thick because I like to riffle shuffle it. So yes, it's borderless. It's beautiful. You don't have to like cut off the borders yourself and risk any, you know, any damage to your cards. The titles are actually not as intrusive as I thought at first. I don't mind them at all right now, to be completely honest. And I'm so happy that I was able to get this, to review this deck, to see this in person, because I don't know if I would otherwise order this. This was a big game changer for me. I wasn't sure. Because and I know that a lot of people also were very much bothered with the titles, and honestly they are not intrusive at all. In person they are definitely not intrusive. On screen they seem like crazy intrusive, but in person they are not. I mean, you can see them more prominently in the darker cards, of course, but otherwise it's definitely worth the investment. The cards are not as sticky because they're not as glossy, all of that good stuff. And yeah, I will have to work with this deck a little bit to see how it works out, how the chipping goes, and to be able to give you an actual review with the book, with the guidebook, and all of that good stuff. Yes, so that was that, guys. Here are the guidebooks. Yes, I hope you liked it. I'm sorry again for the long video, and see you guys in the next video. Bye.